Julia supports UNICEF and the Red Cross, among other organizations. One of Julia's more public crusades involves Rett syndrome, a neurological disorder that took the life of her young friend Abigail Brodsky in 2001. The two met while filming a documentary about the illness. In May 2002, Julia appeared before Congress to appeal for financial help.
Last June, the silent disorder suddenly and unexpectedly took Abigail from us. And she was just 10 years old. But Abigail's spirit motivates me and those with us today to raise our voices and the public's awareness about the urgent need for research funding of Rett syndrome. So I beg you to hear our plea.
Julia is especially vocal about issues that affect kids.
I think right now it would be more the ideas of education and children, you know, because as silly as it sounds to say they're the future, we are at this point kind of destroying our society so much that we will come to rely on them, put so much burden on them, that it's not just about that they're our future. They're ultimately, I think that we will ultimately look at our children one day and ask them to rescue us from what we've done to ourselves and one another. So we must equip them for that moment.
It's obvious this pretty woman is not just pretty. She's passionate, concerned, and dedicated to making an impact, not just on the big screen. If Julia's become slightly jaded about living in a fishbowl, at least she fully appreciates life itself.
My greatest accomplishment would probably have to be that, you know, I've maintained a really keen, like, fascination in life. Just fascinated every day at people that I meet or experience that I have or hike that I go on or something. Just fascinated, bowled over on a nearly daily basis.
Coming up next, what makes Julia cry?
Openly sobbing. I just, it's not up and down my sleeves. I just couldn't cope.
Growing up, Julia Roberts wanted to be a vet or a teacher. She might not have become a teacher in real life, but she got to play one in Mona Lisa's Smile.
I was so attracted to her in a way because this character personifies a lot of the elements of the great teachers that I had or the great teacher that I would, you know, want to be were I a teacher. I think, you know, to be a good teacher takes a certain amount of creativity. I think that's what appealed to me.
Still, it doesn't sound like she's going to give up acting anytime soon.
I don't think so. No. I like being an actor. I think it's fun. It's kind of silly. I mean, it's like, you know, Barbie Dreamhouse all the time. It's crazy. That's my job.
There always seems to be a smile on Julia Roberts' face, but what makes Mrs. Motor cry?
You know what made me cry so hard the other day was going to see that movie Whale Rider. Almost had to leave the theater. Like, felt to be kind to the other people watching the movie, I should get up and leave the theater. At a certain point I was crying so hard. Weeping. Openly sobbing. It's not up and down my sleeves. I just couldn't cope.
So, we've heard about her passions, her privacy, and even her pet peeves. But we haven't heard about Julia Roberts' guilty pleasures yet.
There's so much pressure to be on television, be asked that question. All I can think of is Babe. I watch soap operas, Days of Our Lives. Yeah, it's just, they're all so troubled. But I know they can work them out. Just work out those problems. Yeah, I was on the phone with my sister the other day for an hour, and at the end I said, okay, more importantly, or shall I say, most importantly, is Abe really dead?
I'm so sorry. Abe's been shot.
Oh, God! It's really troubling. But I have to say, I really get into it. It's fun. That is a guilty pleasure. Yep.
Here are a few of Julia's less guilty pleasures. Favorite movie?
In the world? I actually recently I have a new favorite movie, which is a movie called In the Mood for Love. Fabulous movie. If you haven't seen it, you should go find it. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's perfectly executed. That's a real endorsement.
Favorite Julia Roberts movie?
What was that movie? The Player. I would go see The Player. I enjoyed that film. I think I worked on it for about 2.5 hours. It was fabulous. But it was fun. Altman, it was fun.
Least favorite Julia Roberts movie?
See, now people's feelings are going to get hurt. And that's not funny.
Favorite album?
Like rock album. What was that Styx record that they put the hologram on? Do you remember that? That was a good record. Anything by Journey. Fabulous. Bad Company.
Favorite book?
Book. That gets harder. I really like books. It's hard. I don't know. Barbara Kingsolver, anything she wrote.
Favorite comfort food?
Cheeseburger. Is that a comfort food?
When it's all said and done, I believe Julia's picture will end up in the same halls as either one of the Hepburns. Probably between the Hepburns, because she's got a little of both, a little Audrey, a little Catherine. She's incredibly articulate, very witty. You met your match when you sit down next to her. And she enjoys it. She really enjoys that verbal sparring. And that's kind of the fun to be had with her.
She's got good friends that she's had for a long time. You know, she's got her animals. She's got a great husband. I'm sure she's grateful.
I think she has an awareness of how fragile life is and how quickly the calendar pages are flying off. And she, more than a lot of people that I know, and I really admire this in her, and she lives right in this moment, right now, and it's not thinking about the past and not really worrying about what's going to happen in the future, and is just kind of digging things right now as they go.
She's very happily married. She is, as you probably know, somebody who is a stay-at-home and likes to knit and likes to read and likes to garden and likes to live on the ranch, and has been completely unaffected by the amount of fame and money that's come her way.
What else? Well, she's an early riser.
I've always been a morning person, but it's a little nauseating. Crack of dawn, bing, ready to go.
The moral to this story? Julia Roberts is happy, healthy, and in love. And she cherishes her privacy. Oh, and if you ever have an appointment with Julia, make sure you're on time.
I hate when people just come rolling in whenever they come rolling in. Not when they're supposed to be. It bothers me. Was I late coming here?
For the record, she was right on time.
No, I just mean light. Hello. This is really fancy production value.
Just kidding. Late in the evening. Or is it supposed to be daytime on television? What time do you want people to think it is? It's part of my preparation. We just need to know what time of day it is.